to Let's Talk TCI Real Estate. Please, as usual, like and share the page. Call all your friends, call all your loved ones. Let them know that today is going to be a very, very, very exciting show. All right? Let us know where you are listening from. Please add your information in the comment section. And also, if you would like to make a comment while we are speaking, please feel free to do so as well. So last time on the show, we had a discussion with Miss Wynemer Sanders of the National Trust. She outlined the role of the National Trust, and she also spoke about some of the historic properties that they manage. She also shared a bit of history about the historic sites and also shared how you can become a part of the National Trust and help in preserving the history, culture, and beauty of the Turks and Caicos Islands. So at this time, I would like to say once again to Ms. Sanders, thanks for sharing such an important information with us. So today's subject is actually about what is happening on North Caicos. So why talk about North Caicos, you may ask? Well, I believe that North Caicos is a natural beauty and great things are in store for the island of North Caicos. And I do believe that North Caicos is actually a very good place to invest in. So there are opportunities that can be tapped into, and I believe that it is a good time to highlight, showcase North Caicos. And today, I also believe that the best way to highlight North Caicos is to chat with someone who are from the island. So today, we will be chatting with Miss Sinclair Musgrove. She is a lady who wears many hats. She is someone who is always professional in her role and is very involved in the community, and she takes her homeland, North Caicos, very seriously. So without any further delay, I'm going to leave this opportunity to have Miss Sinclair introduce herself. Please go ahead.
Why, thank you. Well, hello from North Caicos. And since I am talking about North Caicos, I'm trying to find the best angle so that the viewers can really see what we're talking about. You know, North Caicos is known for its beauty, but of course we will get into that. So I'm Sinclair Musgrove, as she said. I'm the District Commissioner of North Caicos, my island home. I absolutely love it. So let me see if I can give you a sneak peek of what I'm talking about. Please tell me you can see that water in the backdrop.
Yes, we can.
I know the water is known to be like Listerine, literally. So I've chosen a beach on North Caicos. This is Hollywood Beach. It's actually run by Lovey, who is a musician. He's an icon of North Caicos, and his son Corey. And it's right on the waterfront. So we'll talk more about North Caicos, but I'm the district commissioner. Anything to do with North Caicos, that's my passion.
Well,
I really want you to see the beauty of North Caicos.
Yes, that is a very beautiful view of North Caicos.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. So, Ms. Sinclair, thanks once again for joining me on the show today. I feel like you are the right person, the best person to talk about North Caicos because, of course, that's where you're from, and of course, that's where you are the district commissioner, and of course, I know you have North Caicos to park. So I am so delighted to have you join me on this program today, Let's Talk TCI Real Estate, and I am looking forward to our conversation today. So we're going to actually dive right into the questions because I have a number of questions about North Caicos, and I know you are excited about sharing with me as well. So basically, yes. Basically, we often talk about, each island in the Turks and Caicos Island chain, and we talk about how unique they are on their own merit. And I'm sure that North Caicos is no exception. So can you tell me a little bit about North Caicos and what makes it so unique?
North Caicos, The people are unique because we have our own identity. We actually have our own vernacular. We have our own way of saying things that you'll need a dictionary to interpret what we're saying. We know what we're saying. We know why we're saying it. We know how to say it. We know when to say it. Okay? That's North Caicos for you. And what I love about our people, we can take little and make so much. We don't ask for much. And whatever we get, we will make that stretch. From back in the day when our parents had little, they would feed, they had so many mouths to feed. They would do, nobody would go to bed hungry. That's still ingrained in us. North Caicos is a hard-working set of people. The men, they are legendary for hard working. They might have their other traits, but the number one thing they're known for is their aggressive, hard-working attitude. So that's North Caicos for you. You gotta love them. They nosy, but in a good way. They would make a bad trait, they would turn that into something lovable. That's North Caicos for you.
So I must ask, you talk about North Caicos having its own language. Can you speak North Caicos for me then?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let me start right there. Well, yeah. Okay. That is our way of saying absolutely. We say it, well, yeah. We agree with something. And, we're so spirited. It's nothing boring about us. No matter what it is, we can inject life into it. Our people, they have this innate ability to see humor in anything. Well, yeah, are going to North, that has now become an actual something to drink, something that they're making money off. So I can go on and on and on. And if I say it, people who are familiar with North Caicos would know, okay, I know what she's talking about. North Caicos is special.
Yes, trust me, you make North Caicos sound very exciting, which is the truth. And I like what you said about making life out of anything, even that is dead, because North Caicos is really even notable for their dynamic wakes and exciting. So even though it's a sad occasion, they make it a happy and memorable one, memorable one at the same time.
Absolutely.
Yes. So let me ask you, North Caicos, like all the islands, of course, has a number of historical sites, right? Have you visited any of those sites? And tell me a little bit more about those sites that North Caicos has to offer.
I can take you on a virtual tour of North Caicos. You come on the ferry, the first stop, you land at Belfield Landing. From there, you have to visit Wade's Grain Plantation. That there is a historical site. The slavery, it tells the tale of the slave trade. Of course, we had cotton and all those on that plantation. It's rich in history, but we appreciate it because we are no longer there. So when we go there, people might say, well, why are you celebrating somewhere that has so much, the dark period in our history? But we celebrate the fact that we have overcome and we no longer are slaves on the plantation. We can actually go there and show the beauty of the place. So that's where it's green. After that, you must stop in queue at Courtney's farm. And Courtney doesn't have one farm. Courtney has 2 farms. And listen here, the man can grow cane, soft, sweet, long jointed, full of juice. You check him out. He has the coconut water. I swear, each coconut water on his farm has its own gallon of water. And the jelly in the coconut, listen here, he ready to market. You understand me? And the corn, Jesus, Lord have mercy. If you get one of Courtney's corn, you straight for the day, okay? After Courtney, you can go to Cottage Pond. Now, Cottage Pond, that there is folklore, because I tell the tale that, or at least I heard, that men, when they go there, if it's only men, they would actually see mermaids at Cottage Pond. Say, if any woman there, the mermaid would not show. So I don't know if it's true, but that's my story and I'm sticking to it. So that's Cottage Pond. And after Cottage Pond, you then go to Flamingo Pond. And of course, we have the most majestic pink birds at Cottage Pond. It's so beautiful and it's so serene, you know. We don't disturb them. We just gaze at their beauty, take a few photos, and then you mosey on down. If you have enough time, you'll stop in by Horstable Beach. That's where the water is so glorious. Okay, that should be one of the top 10 beaches in the world also. But of course, I'm from North Caicos, so that's how I feel about it. Then after Horstable Beach, you can drive over the causeway. No, hold on, back up. The promenade. Now the promenade is completed, but it's not open yet. That is rich in history also, because once that is open, up and running, our local vendors, they would be able to showcase their talent right there. That's one stop that would be a must see on the tour. After the promenade, then you go over the causeway. And as you're driving over the causeway into Middle Caicos, you have water on this side. You have water on that side. The most beautiful aqua, and so many different colors. One day it's aqua, the next day is green, the next day is blue, but it's always so beautiful. It's like therapy when you're driving over the causeway. And of course, after the causeway, that's why we have the Twin Islands into Middle Caicos. Even though we're talking about North Caicos, I must mention Middle Caicos because that's our Twin Island. Middle Caicos, you have to go and see the cave and Mujin Harbor. But let's get back to North Caicos. Once you do a day tour on North Caicos, you would want to come back. And you have so many lovely photos to share. The memories that you'll capture will last a lifetime.
Well, that's a lot of information about North Caicos, and it sounds really interesting. For someone who haven't been to North Caicos before, I would feel like they should be running to now jump on a ferry. So tell me something, because we're
Absolutely.
talking about, you started on coming from Belfield Landing. For persons who are concerned about the commute to North Caicos, what's your take on, the commute from, say, the main island probably to North Caicos? Is it something that's long? Is it short? Give me a little bit more about that.
When you leave Provo, it's only a 30 minutes ride by boat. And the ferry, the captains are so good that even if it's a bumpy ride, they make it so pleasurable for you. You can't wait to get to Belfield Landing. And we have the several rental cars to choose from. So you can book in advance. You have a choice of either taking a car and being adventurous and exploring on your own, or you can get a tour guide to take you along the way. But either way, it's really fun and adventure.
Great. So let me say to you, at first I must say, by you saying that Horstable Beach is probably one of the best beaches, top rated beach in the world, Horstable Beach is very lovely. So even though I'm not from North Caicos, I would agree with you on that one.
This beach that I'm looking at now, this should even be in the top 10. It's gorgeous. But anyway, I'll do my own top 10 list.
No, that's a good idea. We need to have the top beaches in the Turks and Caicos on the list,
Turks and Caicos.
and see where North Caicos would rank. I'm sure it will rank among the top one.
What? Good.
So let me ask you. So we've heard a lot of good things you've said about North Caicos so far, but I would also like to ask you, are there any changes you would like to see that happen on North Caicos? Do you feel like North Caicos is a great place to invest in and to start?
Absolutely. North Caicos is on the brink of really becoming metropolitan. That's good, and we want it, and yet we're not ready to let go, because right now we have the best of both worlds. We have all of the amenities that you need. We have it here, but we still have that Garden of Eden setting, if you understand what I mean. So we know that with development and with progress, there are things that we are not ready for. But I would like to see, as we grow, I would like to see structure. You know, some countries or some cities, they develop with no plan, and over time they become congested. But I'd like to see North Caicos developed methodologically, you know, so that when you come, it's structured, sort of like Grand Bahama, Port Authority in Grand Bahama. I really admired the beginnings of that. Probably it has lost its way after over 100 years, but it's something that we can actually look at and tweak to suit our purpose. And in North Caicos, we have so much generational property. Many of the people who belong here, they're not here. The land is here, but they live abroad. So one thing I would really like to see, those landowners return to the land, most of them of their birth. Some is just generational property. And I'd like to see them come claim their inheritance and do something about it. I know many want the land to be sold and they want you to send the money to them. But no, if they were to come and take a look, I think they would fall in love with North Caicos also, and they would want to come and invest here as well. We have so much potential. So I would love for them to come and, you know, let's do this together.
Okay. Two things I would like to say. The first thing, you talk about structure. I agree with you in terms of structure. I know that recently the planning department had issued their new development plan, and I believe one of the purpose of that is also to create structure in North Caicos, and I'm hoping that it will do just that, like you say, to have a real structure for the island of North Caicos, because you don't want to see buildings just popping up anywhere without any sound structure as to how it will be for future, because you want to make sure that future development can happen in the right way with structure. And then the second thing I would like to say is you have made a very good point about the large tract of lands that are for generational purposes. And I feel that persons should not just sell, but also develop those parcels of land, because I feel like that's a gold mine in itself for residents on islands by developing that land. And by you said, what would you say may be some of the type of businesses that you feel is best suited for the island, seeing that we as a lot of residents have these large tract of land that they can use to, you know, get started? What type of businesses you think will be really good for North Caicos?
Okay, first and foremost, we are the Garden Isles. We are the Garden Island. So unfortunately, most of our farmers today are senior citizens. They are octogenarians, you know. So we need to really invest, take farming to another level. The present government, they have this initiative that they came over recently and they met with our farmers and they offered grants. But I still feel like a little more can be done, the red tape, because these are senior citizens. So you have to make it easy. Give them the low lying, put it at a level where they can get it. They can actually make use of it. So farming, we definitely, we talk about farming, but we really need to take it seriously if we are to maintain that title, the Garden Isles. You know, because Provo is actually catching up with us. So many people, they are farming their crops, maybe on a small scale, but then it's showing that that's possible. So North Caicos, first, I would like to see farming taken seriously. You know, if we had a few more farms like Courtney's, I have to refer to his again. If we had a few more farms on that scale, people seriously going into it. We actually have another, Casey Hicks. She does farming. She actually has a company where she sells her grits, the grind corn grits. She sells the beans, the okra, made on North Caicos. So that is showing that it's possible. The possibilities, it's just endless, you know. So if we can take that to another level, and we also have a lot of our local vendors, they make straw work. That's something that at first it used to be like, okay, it's it's a dying art. But especially after last year, we showcased our vendors so much, the talent, the stuff that they make. If they were to really get the investment, they can take that to another level also, because there's no reason it can't be an actual industry stemming right out of North Caicos. So two things, the farming and the straw market, I would love to see those two developed beyond measure. And of course, it ties into the land, because farming, you need land, and most of the products that they make, for the vendors make, they get it actually right off the land. So we can find use of our land, our vast land in North Caicos.
Okay. So, I mean, actually, which is the truth, they do make use of,
And let me say, hold on, let me add, right? We do need we do need accommodations for our tourists. We do need it, but we don't want to be another Grace Bay. Okay, we do not want to become another Grace Bay. Yes, we need to accommodate our visitors. We need to grow. Yes, we do, but we want to stay the way we are as long as we can, and just go wean ourselves gradually into another level.
right. So, I mean, you were talking, which is the truth. You were talking about farming at another level, doing straw work at another level. What do you think? I know I heard you mention one of the things already that needs to be done in order for something like this to happen. Like I heard you talk about reducing the red tape, in terms of process. What else you think is mandatory to encourage something like this to grow on a larger scale? Because we keep talking about larger scale, but what do we need to do to get to that larger scale?
That's where our young people come in. They go to school. We live in a totally
Logical.
crap. I just laugh at other people when they do it. Okay, but our young people, they can come in marketing skills, right? Promotional, the same social media. We can use that. It doesn't even require much money to sell your idea or to sell your product these days. You have a phone, you have social media, and you can take your product to the world. You can take North Caicos to the world. Whenever we do a tour, we have our phone, we are live streaming, we're showing the beauty of our historical sites all over the world. So whatever we do, it's instantly taken all over. So we can marry that with the young people. Once you tell them about social media, that might pique their interest, and they'll want to see what else they can do and take it further.
Great. So let me ask you, where do you see North Caicos in the future? What do you think? Where do you see the island moving, and what direction do you see it moving into?
I know many people who are from North Caicos. Their desire is to return to North Caicos. Now, many of them, they want the opportunity, then they will come. Some, like me, we come and either we create the opportunity, or somehow an opportunity would present itself. So I see North Caicos being, I refuse to say the next Provo, but I see North Caicos taking off in a way. We have the Port Authority at Belfield Landing. That's coming on stream. That will attract more people who are from North Caicos. They'll come home. Once they come home, they will invest. And many times when I'm talking to the young people, they say, I need a job. I would say, you don't need a job. You need to create an opportunity so you can give other people a job. Instead of being an employee, create the opportunity to become an employer. So I see North Caicos in the not too distant future. I see us being our own bosses. So we will be in charge of North Caicos. We won't let somebody else come and create the opportunity and hire us. No way. I want our people to be entrepreneurs for North Caicos.
Yeah, I like what you said. Create the opportunities, because the stage at which North Caicos is at this time, I think, like I said before, there are a lot of opportunities to be had. And so why wait for someone else to come in and do it when you can create them yourself? So this is, it's a good thought that you said, create the opportunities. And because of that, I know that the Chamber of Commerce in North Caicos is a new entity that have just started. And I believe that you are also part of this Chambers of Commerce. Can you tell me a little bit about the Chamber of Commerce and your role in it?
The Chamber of Commerce, that's a local chapter where most of the business owners, they are members. We have a group chat, and it really serves the purpose for me, especially whenever I have to give information, I'll share it in the chamber, and most likely everybody will know what's happening. But we use that also as a marketing tool. Whenever we have an event, say a holiday is coming up, we encourage our vendors to promote their product. If Miss B, for example, she will say what she is doing, her menu, she'll post her menu there, or the car rental, or whichever business, they would use that medium to promote their business. And my role actually is to advise, encourage, and motivate others to really take advantage of the opportunities that the chamber really affords them. Because since we started the chat, we really can see fully, we can really see the benefits of being in the chamber, especially on holidays. When we start promoting North Caicos, all of the cars are booked. Miss B can cook up breakfast. Flamingo Cafe can cook their breakfast, because once they put their menu out, people know where to go when they come. You don't have to eat before you come to North Caicos. You know you have to stop at either Flamingo Cafe or Miss B's, or you go further up, My D's, and all of the other restaurants. And listen, North Caicos has everything you want. You can either spend one day and really get a lot, or you can do the whole weekend and you can come back. Definitely. Once you come once, you'll want to come back.
Yeah, well, I'm actually excited about the Chamber of Commerce, because since seeing that it had started, I've also joined the Facebook group for the Chamber of Commerce, and it has actually opened my eyes up to a lot of things that is happening in North Caicos that I would not have otherwise known about. And also, like you said, a lot of the businesses, because they are being advertised on there, it actually sits in your mind. So like I visited North Caicos several times, and I remembered some of the things that were on the chamber, so I began looking for it. For example, not knowing that sometimes you have people at Horstable Beach doing craft work, and I'm like, okay, now I need to stop there and see what's going on with craft. And also some of the restaurants that I have visited, and it was just because of that advertisement that were going on. I know on Facebook there's always a group like What to Do in Turks and Caicos, and it gets a lot of hit. I'm noticing that the Chamber of Commerce is also getting the same hit, because you have a lot of residents as well as non-residents who want to travel to North Caicos, and they are using it as a stepping stone to what to do on North Caicos, because there are a lot of activities actually to be done. So I mean, I believe you guys are doing a good job, and I applaud you, and I would say keep up the good work.
And we think in advance, especially Corey Forbes. He is really aggressive when it comes to that Chamber of Commerce. So every holiday that's coming up, he'd say, okay, listen here, the holiday is coming. What are you doing? Send your menu, send your flyer. And he would really go aggressively promoting it. And like I say, now, domestic tourism is really taking off in the Twin Islands, simply because the Chamber of Commerce really showcased and promoted. Man, listen, I hope you could see what I'm looking at. I feel like I'm looking at the Garden of Eden behind me.
I can see the beautiful waters in the background.
Tell me, I know I digress, but tell me you see that beauty behind me.
Definitely, I can see the beauty of North Caicos behind you.
It's gorgeous. Yes. I know I digress, but yes, we really promote it, and we do it as a body, because if Miss B has something, and she would invite the other vendors to come over, and they will set up their display. So when, like say PTV, if PTV comes over, PTV will get so much in one spot simply because the Chamber of Commerce, organized it and we maximize it that way.
So
But
basically,
I know you want to hear more about the land. Yes, there is land. Now I need to ask you. I'm probably asking you this too quickly. I need to ask you, as a real estate agent, how much in demand is land on North Caicos?
okay. Before I answer your question about Long Caicos now, I want to say something before I forget about the Chambers of Commerce. Just to say that you are,
Okay,
not that I really want to talk about land, but generally knowing about North Caicos is real estate. So it's not just to focus on that. But you were talking about the Chambers of Commerce. And just to talk of it, hear what you have said about the businesses, it's an indication to say that you do have, if you decide to open a business in North Caicos, you do have the support of others. And the Chamber of Commerce is that support. And what you're saying is that the Chambers of Commerce is actually working to support businesses on the island of North Caicos, which is a good thing because some people are afraid to take the risk to jump on North Caicos because they don't want to be involved with this. They want to be involved with the city life like on Provo. But coming to North Caicos, sometimes they're thinking like, okay, are we going to get all the people to come and support the business? But what you are saying is that the support is there through the North Caicos Chambers of Commerce, and it is working for businesses. So it's a good thing to do, invest in a business in North Caicos.
absolutely.
Yeah.
We work hand in hand. The Chamber of Commerce works hand in hand with the District Commissioner's office. So whenever we're doing anything, we would collaborate.
Yes, well, that's good. And it's good to have someone from government that can liaise with businesses to help them to get where they need to get and understand what they need to get in terms of establishing and taking care of their business. So you had,
That's where I come in.
right, so you had asked me about land on North Caicos, and if there was a question of interest, what was the question again?
Yes. Well, how is the demand, or is there a demand for land on North Caicos?
Well, I would say that recently you find that a lot more people are looking for land on North Caicos. Before the pandemic, truthfully there were inquiries, but not as many inquiries. But since 2020, I have found that a lot more people are contacting agents and asking them, I want to be on North Caicos, residents as well as non-residents. And even I'm actually excited about the residents side of it because beforehand we used to have a lot more residents saying, okay, I have generational land, so I don't need to buy. But now we are finding a lot of residents are taking the opportunities because they are finding that there still remains prime properties that's good to be purchased and at reasonable prices, and they see what's coming for the future and they want to invest now. And so I am finding a lot more residents are buying on North Caicos. Non-residents are also buying as well, but I'm very excited about the resident population who have begun looking on North Caicos. Even persons from Provo have already started trying to get into North Caicos and getting properties as investments. So yes.
So you did say invest. You did say
Yes.
invest, not just residential. You did say for investing
For
purposes.
investment purposes. Because
Okay,
persons
awesome.
on Provo who already have homes here and et cetera, they are tapping into the North Caicos market and are purchasing property as investment for their generation, their future children as well. So
That sounds good.
good. So let me go just back to the Chambers of Commerce one more time. How can you become a member of the Chamber of Commerce if you're interested?
Easy. Well, the Chamber of Commerce, this is a local chapter. So it's set up for North Caicos. North Caicos, whether you're living on North Caicos or you're from North Caicos, if you have a business, you are welcome to be a member of the North Caicos, actually the Twin Islands, because we have members from both Middle and North Caicos. So it's North Caicos residents or North Caicos people who are from North Caicos. If you live in Provo, we accept you. But mostly it's for North Caicos, business on North Caicos.
I just want to read one or two people are on the chat just saying, listening from London, listening, great information. They're also saying your background is very beautiful, Miss Sinclair. So people are seeing the lovely, lovely view of North Caicos. And some of your North Caicos folks are sending shout outs to you, Madam DC.
I had to show North Caicos off. Look at that. That water is showing off, man. Beautiful.
It is
We
beautiful.
really have to. We really have to visit that top 10 beaches in Turks and Caicos. We really have to do that.
Definitely. So let me ask you something. We're getting ready to wind down. Believe it or not, 45 minutes goes very quickly, especially when you're excited about a topic. It goes by very
Yes,
fast.
and it's beginning to turn dark. So yes.
Is there
Okay.
anything about North Caicos that we haven't covered today that you feel that it is a must that people know about the island?
What do we have any questions on social media that we can answer?
Well, I'm looking. I don't see any questions. Everything were just comments that were coming through. So no questions that came through, but no questions.
Okay, they probably would want to know the job opportunities. That there is not where we want it, but we're working on it. With the promenade, with Belfield Landing, with the sale of the airport, with there's something else. What am I missing? Another project that I'm missing. But they are all possibilities for people North Caicos people to return home. You're welcome.
Thanks. You mentioned the airport. Yes, I feel that once the airport, for some people, the airport is a sore topic. Some people, they're not sure how they feel about it. But I do feel that once there is airlift in North Caicos, I believe that's going to create a lot of buzz. And I feel that so it's a good time for people to decide, like you said, to come back home, start creating those opportunities for what's ahead for North Caicos. And from a real estate standpoint, I will just plug in, with properties on North Caicos, the stamp duty is much lower than in Providenciales, so that's a good bit of savings for you. And also, I realized that the government recently talked about another stamp duty initiative, so it's just I'm throwing it out there, for persons who want to invest in North Caicos. But I want to just circle back to that generation property. You already have it on hand. You have it in large amounts. Those who have it, don't sell it. Think about investing in terms of developing it and creating new opportunities for people on North Caicos. You be the boss. Instead of looking for the work, you create the work yourself. So that's what I want to throw in about Naught Caicos.
The thing with generational properties, our families, and mine included, the properties that we have, we should not be broke. Seriously, the land that we have on North Caicos, generational properties, and yet we're struggling. Yet we're living from paycheck to paycheck, from hand to mouth. We really have to get our generational properties sorted out and invest, give back, grow North Caicos, grow our families.
Yes, I remembered I had Mr. George Mizik on the show before, and he actually spoke about generational properties. And one of the things I remember him saying, which is the truth, is that sometimes we don't want to take the lead and get the property sorted out because we feel like it's a very complicated process.
It is. It really is. It really is too complicated.
But
it takes years sometimes. Yes, it does.
But at the same time, we have to get the process going, because if we don't do that, it will continue to sit and people will not make good use of it. So that's something I would say to people: if you have generational property, take the first step. Even contact an attorney, and they can guide you as to how to get it sorted out, because you can make very good use of it, I would say, and be able to develop it and be able to get further ahead by doing so. So at this time, I'm going to ask you for closing remarks because I can see the sun is setting in
Yes,
North
I was
Caicos.
actually trying to see if I could find the sun, but I'm in the wrong angle. The sun sets in the west. So unfortunately, we won't get a beautiful sunset. So yes, but let me do that because it is quickly turning dark where I am. But thank you for this opportunity to show off North Caicos. You say North Caicos, I am ready. Okay, that's as we say, well, yeah, I dare. And you are always welcome, whether you're coming for the day, you're coming for a weekend, or you're coming to stay, you're always welcome. There's so much to do. There's so much to grow, so much to invest. So those who are from North Caicos, think about returning home. Think about what you can do once you return home. Those who are here, I don't want you to be employees all the days of your life. I would love for you to be employers. Do something so that North Caicos can be taken to another level constructively.
Great. I would like to say also that North Caicos is really one of my places that I like to go when I want to wind down and get away from work and do all type. I mean, just relax for a bit. North Caicos is a spot that I normally like to go on a weekend, and I'm sure a lot of people can say the same thing. And like we've said before, it's just a short ferry ride away, so it makes it so much easier to just pack your bag after work, jump on the ferry, and head to North Caicos for a time of relaxation, and also eating green corn and cane from Courtney Field.
Visit Courtney. Tell him you're coming. Tell him you're coming.
Definitely, definitely. So I will say this, thank you so much to all of you who have listened to the show today. Please, if you have any comments, please don't forget to continue to jot it down. If you have any questions, please feel to put it down in the comment section as well. And also, you can also reach out to Ms. Sinclair if you want any further information on North Caicos, because she is the district commissioner over there and she can assist you. All right, so with that said, I'll say once again, thank you, Ms. Sinclair, for being a part of the show, and thank you for the opportunity to speak about North Caicos and what it has to offer. So until next time, I would say, as usual, stay safe and remain blessed. Have a great afternoon.
The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed on this show belong solely to Let's Talk TCI Real Estate and not that of Keller Williams TCI or any of its affiliates. Any action you take upon the information provided on this show is strictly at your own risk, and Let's Talk TCI Real Estate guests or hosts will not be liable for any losses and damages in connection with the use of the material. I am not an investment advisor, broker, or dealer.